Welcome back to Life, the Wild Ride. Today we're taking a look at the back door security alarm here, and I've already unscrewed it, and I apologize I didn't show any of that, but basically it's just screwed to the wall like so, and when you latch and unlatch the door, what happens is it pushes on this switch, tells the system that the door is closed and safe for the bus to start and operate. And then this locking mechanism here is designed to tell the system that the bus is unlocked and also safe for travel, because they want it latched, but they don't want it locked for emergency reasons, so kids or wherever, emergency people from outside can open this door and get people out of here quickly if need be. So in order to operate the bus, it has to be latched, so this button is depressed, and this has to be unlocked, which there's a switch in here telling the position of this. That then allows you to start the bus. So what I want to try to accomplish today is to remove this system. I want to be able to latch it or unlatch it, lock it or unlock it, and still be able to start the bus, because this is not needed. I mean, I want to be able to lock this thing and drive or park somewhere and not to remember to come back here and lock it every time we stop for security reasons. So that's what we're working on today. I'm just disconnecting some wires one at a time, and then I'll go turn the key to see if there's any loud buzzing and see if the bus will still be able to start as I do that, to slowly remove these wires from the system. Alright, so what I've done so far is I have unscrewed this one, but it's still tied into this and this one. So I'm going to unscrew this white one now. And see if, that way, if this thing is completely disconnected, other than the switch, if this is an open circuit, if it will allow the bus to start. If that's the case, then I can cut this, disconnect it, and that takes care of that alarm. So let me go turn the key real quick. Okay, as you can see, I was easily able to start the bus. So that means I can snip this and remove these two wires from the system. This is no longer needed. Alright, next we're going to move on to, I'm going to cut this off here too, so if I decide to pull these wires through, this stuff's not in my way. Alright, now we're going to move on to this. It should be a similar thing if the circuit is open with this in here. Let's just get it opened up. Maybe. Holy moly! If you have a screw that's stripped and it won't come out with a Phillips, or I even tried an impact on it, and basically it's just really stripped out. One of the ways you can fix that is cut a groove into it, turn it into a regular screw, and see if you can do it that way. So let's give that a shot. So what I've done is I just cut a pretty good sized groove in it, and we'll take a regular screwdriver here and see if we can now turn it out of there. Oh, look at that. Now that would not come out before. She was just really stripped. Basically the Phillips was stripped out, and I had to cut that groove in there to turn it into a regular screw. And that allowed me to put a screwdriver in like this and turn that out. And I made it nice and deep. You don't want to go too far because you'll cut the head right off, but you want to go deep enough so you get a good bite with the screwdriver, and then usually you can back those right out. Worst case, it'll break off and you just grind the rest of the head off and then deal with the rest afterwards, but you can be able to get your... Well, as you can see, that does work. Be able to cut a groove in that bottom one as well. And now I'm backing it out. So you can see this one's a little bit different setup, but it's the same, essentially the same thing with this screw out. So you can see See what I'm dealing with here. Hopefully you can see that. There we go. So basically I just turned, it might be a little warm, so be careful. Turned a Phillips screw into a regular screw. Alright, so now I can see how this thing works. There is another switch right here. And so this one works opposite. If it's open, in other words, if I have this thing over here and locked, it's not pushing on this. So when this is open, she's I guess it's the same, it's making contact. In order for it to not make contact, you gotta close that. It pushes up against that, then it allows you to start the bus. So I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm just gonna take a chance and snip these two, and that should work. I'm just gonna do it because these are made right to it. They're soldered right in there, and I think it's gonna be the fix. If not, we can always put it back. But if this is worked correctly, I can trace these back to the front and eliminate these wires altogether. So both of these safety switches are out now. I'm gonna go turn the key. Now you do hear a little bit of a buzz up there, but that's just the air tank saying that it's low. If it was not the air tank, the bus would not be allowed to start at all. It just would not start. So we're gonna go up there and turn the key and see if she fires up. That's a good sign. That's just the air tanks. Okay, but this one does have to make contact, so it would not start. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put these two together, and that's essentially going to make the connection for this, and the bus should start. If that works, what I will do is the same thing as I'll trace these wires all the way back to the front, make the connection up there, and just get rid of all the extra wires. So let's go try that, see if she'll start. Could be that one of these needs to be grounded, and all right, give me a couple minutes. If I figure it out, I'll turn the camera back on and show you how I figured it out. But sometimes you have to sit here and look at it and think for a second. Okay, so as we left off, we were dealing with this one because we knew after we cut these wires we had no problems, but as soon as we cut these, we had an issue. The alarm wasn't necessarily going off, but the bus would not start. So I tried a couple different things, basically just playing around, seeing how this thing worked. And what it is it's a two-wire system. So one has to be grounded and the other one has to have power for it to work one way, and then it has to be reversed for the bus to have to be able to start. So when this is closed and this is in, I'm not sure which one it is now, I can't remember, but it basically reverses it and allows it to send the proper current to the switching relay at the front or whatever it is that shuts that alarm off and allows the bus to fire up. When the valve or this switch is closed and this door is locked so you can't open it, it opens this circuit and reverses it and turns the alarm on and disengages the fuel or electronic or something so the bus can't start. I don't know exactly how the whole thing works, but it's pretty much what I just said. So basically the white one in my case, yours may be different. The white one in my case has to be open, it can be disconnected, but this one has to be grounded. And that's the circuit that is allowing the current to flow properly at the front to fire the bus up. So all I gotta do, these two can be completely removed because it's not doing anything. This one, I can remove it as far back as I can, and wherever I end with it, it just has to be grounded. And then we're all set. Because once I put a screw in this and screwed it in here to ground it, bus fires right up, no problem. All the switches are gone. I can now take this lock this, so it doesn't open from the outside, and still be able to start the bus. And we have removed these two units. So if you're trying to figure out how to do this, pretty much This is kind of a little bit of an overview, but yours may be a little bit different system. But I know I heard people talk about it before, that one of the wires has to be grounded, and they are absolutely correct. In my case, this one can be removed completely. It's a simple switch, but this one is a little bit more complex because of the way it works, and one of them has to be grounded. So we will trace these wires back, get them all removed as far back as we can, so we don't need them. It's extra weight, and we'll ground this one off all the way at the front of the bus. So that's it. So that's how you can remove this security system that is really not as needed if you're just using it for an RV, because I want to be able to lock this. And I mean, I guess it is a good idea to know if this is open if you get ready to take off, but you should check these things anyways before you go. It's just like a door in a car, you make sure your doors are closed before you start taking off. But now we can latch this, have it secure, be driving. If we stop somewhere, I don't have to remember to come back and latch this. And I'm going to do a different locking system anyways eventually, but we do not need this alarm system and this system that cuts the engine off if it is not properly, latched, unlatched, and all these type of things. Anyway, please take a minute to poke around, check out my other videos about this bus build, and don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions at all, please put them down in the comment section. I'd be happy to answer any question you have. I'm hoping that at some point I'll get enough questions on a regular basis that I can do a question and answer video. Swing over to lifethewildride.com. That is where my YouTube and Instagram feed automatically populates as those things go out. And of course, swing over to Instagram because I usually put some pictures in there sometimes before the video is up on YouTube, so you kind of get an idea of what's going on ahead of time. I appreciate anything you do to help spread the word on our build. Share the video, like the video, and of course, if I have any links in the descriptions to Amazon, they're probably an affiliate link, so I do get a small commission if you purchase through those links. So it's a great way to help me out, help us out in this bus build without any additional cost to you. So that's greatly appreciated for you if you've done it already, or if you plan to in the future. I thank you very much. Have a great day, and remember, life is a wild ride. Now I just got to track wires. There's more than one blue wire here. I don't see the wire that's down there as far as this white with yellow twirls around it. Tracing wires is always fun, but we'll get it done. Okay, quick tip. When you're running these wires, or you're chasing them, I guess, they are numbered. They are color-coded too, but sometimes there's more than one of the same color. But they do have numbers here, and these numbers do correspond, or they stay the same with the whole length of the wire. So that there looks like it's 633 upside down. This is the one that has to be grounded, and it is, looks like 832. And if we come up here, we can see this one is not it. There was one here. That's not it. That white one right. Yeah, there's our 833 or B33. So that's one of them there. We know that'll run the hole. We can chase that all the way back to the front now and find out exactly where it is. And I had the other one here too. I don't know where it went. I think this is it here. Yeah, it's hard to see with the camera as I zoom in, but the numbers are right there. And it corresponds with the one down there. So that makes it a little bit easier for chasing these things all the way back to the front. And the problem I'm having is I'm not sure I'm at the point or want to be removing this whole back here. Because again, behind here in this back here is going to be garage area anyways. But the wires make so many turns, and they're in these bundles, and they're in these big wiring harnesses that I can't pull it out even if I were to cut it off. So I might have to pull the back panel off, or just cap the wire off and tuck it in the wall at this point, and do the same up here, cap it and tuck it in, and then just remove from here forward.